Hi guys, it's time again for an evening meditation. It's Reverend Kim with you here from Elmsdale Cooperative Ministry, also known as Riverview United Church and 9 Mile River United Churches in Elmsdale and 9 Mile River, Nova Scotia. I live in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, and I'm bringing you these meditations each night between 7:30 and 8, and every morning we have a reflection at 10 a.m. So we're just getting started with our evening meditation this evening and waiting for some people to come online with us. We always have a time where people are sort of gathering in. So I see Brett. Hi Brett, nice to see you. Let me know if you can hear me okay. The iPad has lost its charge, and so I'm using the iPhone. So just give me a couple of thumbs up, some likes if you can hear me okay right now. I have a different setup than I've been using with the iPad, so just let me know if it's okay, if the sound is okay before I begin. Let me know if the music is loud enough or if you'd like to have it a little bit louder. Tonight we are working again for the third night in a row with our meditations from Reverend Sharon Moon. Sharon Moon is a minister in the United Church of Canada who's written 2 beautiful books, Healing Oasis and Return to the Healing Oasis, both guided meditations for the body, the mind, and the spirit. Hi everybody. I had asked at the beginning of this, some of you are just tuning in, just let me know if you can hear me okay. Give me some thumbs up for that. I'm using my iPhone instead of my iPad. I just want to make sure I have it set up in a way that it's not on the speaker. So just let me know. Oh, I'm seeing thumbs up. That's great. So as long as you guys can hear me okay, we're going to get started pretty soon. So again, just mentioning we're using the Healing Oasis as our scripts for our guided meditations and as our guide for our setting the pace of our heart and our mind as we go into meditations this evening. So tonight's meditation is titled The Healing Pool. And the idea that she has us thinking about before we even begin is the idea that the body and the mind are just as important to healing as physical healing is. So many folks are recognizing these days in Western medicine the power of intention and the power of meditation in a partner in healing the physical body. And so I want you to begin to think of a time in your life, and maybe you're dealing with one right now where you were not feeling physically well. And what she says about that is, at these times, can you think about any emotional factors that were playing into those illnesses? We now know, for example, that stress can be really hard on our hearts and other organs in the body, and stress is definitely an emotional and a psychological trigger. It's not a physical attack on our bodies, but it affects us physically. So tonight's meditation is going to be thinking about how we can go inside to work towards a healing for our whole selves. And so this is where that term holistic comes from, this thinking about the whole, the body, the mind, and the spirit. The mind-body-spirit connection is what our meditations are about. And so let's get comfortable. I'll invite you to sit in a chair that's really comfortable. Make sure you're warm enough. You can lie down if you want to. I know some of you lie down at night. You play these later and you lie down and you fall asleep to them. And I feel so honored that that is helping you sleep in these times. I know sleeping's really hard for a lot of us right now. There was a lot on our minds before all this happened, and this just exacerbated all of those feelings of anxiety and disconnect. And so this time is about reconnecting, about bringing yourself back into relationship with your body, with your mind, and your spirit all together as one. So the reading that I'm going to share with you is from John, the book of John, and it's John 5, I believe. Just let me bring it up here. It's John 5, verses 2 to 9. Now in Jerusalem by the sheep gate, there is a pool, called in Hebrew Bethsatha, which has 5 porticos. In these lay many invalids, blind, lame, and paralyzed. One man was there who had been ill for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been there for a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. And while I am making my way, someone else steps down ahead of me." Jesus said to him, "Stand up, take your mat, and walk." At once the man was made well, and he took up his mat, and he began to walk. Now that day was the Sabbath. Beautiful story. There's many like that throughout our Bible of Jesus having that power to heal, and we know that power came from God. And so I want you to accept the full possibility of the power of God to work in you as it worked in the man at the porticos of Bethsaida. So as we go into meditation, plant that in your mind, and we're going to begin now. As you arrive at this place, I want you to become aware of any places in your life that need healing. Take a deep breath, and now close your eyes. Let yourself pay attention to what it feels like to be in this body's self that is you today. Right now. Some of us go our whole lives without making this connection to the body self, without really paying attention. In Hebrew, the language, Jesus knew there was no such thing as a disembodied spirit. They spoke of nephesh, the body soul, the spirit body. Jesus talked about our bodies as temples of the Spirit. What is it like for you to think about yourself in that way? As you begin to pay attention to your body, do you notice places where tension is stored up? Where your muscles are in tight knots? And I invite you to scan your body from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, noticing any tender spaces and places, sore spots, areas of tension and ache, and send compassion into these places. Thank these places for the hard work they are doing, perhaps even offering to pay more attention to what these places are telling you in the future. Become aware of your breathing, this life-sustaining process that goes on all of the time, even when you are unaware. Notice if you're breathing shallow or deep. Notice if your breath is just going into the upper part of your lungs, or if you can allow your breath to move deeper into your body. Allow that breath moving deep into the body to fill you up all the way to the tops of your shoulders. And notice your belly moving as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Perhaps feeling it rise and fall the way a baby does with natural breathing. Notice the places where you're tense, where you've tightened up, where you're not fully open to the breath of life. Have the intention of allowing your body to relax, letting the tension in your body flow out through the bottoms of your feet. Begin to allow your breath to move deeper into your being, taking a deep breath down into your belly, creating inner space. Breathe in deeply the healing presence of the Spirit, the goodness and grace of God. Take it right into the core of your being, and as you breathe out, let that breath carry away any poisons or toxins, physical, emotional, spiritual, all of those things that have built up in your system. And then breathe in possibility, hope, all of those wonderful qualities the Spirit gives. Let go of the stress and tensions that are stored in your body as you breathe out. And as you breathe in, feel your body fill with life energy, with the very breath of God, the creating breath of God that was there from the beginning. Breathe out whatever blocks you from being fully present to it into this time. Breathe in all that you need to create this sacred space within your body. Again, notice your physical body. If there continue to be tense places, imagine this healing breath moving directly to those spots, unknotting the tension, letting go, letting be, letting open, letting unlock. Know that you are in a safe place, that this is a place where it is safe to be. Notice the inner space that is being prepared and opened up inside you. Space for the sacred presence to find room. Space for the Holy One to be with you. Your own sacred space. Your own holy ground. Your own sacred center. Now, imagine yourself in the evening. Imagine yourself in the evening walking in the bright moonlight along a wide path in a beautiful forest. This is a safe place. There is nothing to harm you here. The trees are spaced quite widely so that you can see the sky, the moon, and the beautiful stars. Walk along the path, catching the scent of the growing trees, the fresh night air. Come to a clearing that is covered with lush green grass. There is a beautiful pool of water in this clearing. You know that this is a pool whose waters have special healing powers, and that there is healing here for you. Around the pool are beautiful, moist, dark green leafy plants. Some have lovely flowers. I invite you to see all of the colors. Get a sense of all of the lush growth that is nurtured by these healing waters here. See the moon in all its fullness, with its reflection repeated in the water. Listen for any sounds. Experience as fully as you possibly can this wonderful place, savoring its beauty and its peaceful, healing quality. You've brought a prayer mat with you, a place to encounter the sacred, and some scented oil you pour into a bowl, and you've brought a candle for lighting. set up your space by this beautiful pool and light the candle, invoking the light of Christ. Sit on the mat and be in touch with anything that you feel needs healing in you. You may wish to invite the Christ or a healing spirit to be present with you in some visible form. Or you may prefer to be alone in the presence. It may be a part of your body that is unwell. It may be a painful memory that's not yet been healed. It may be how you are behaving in a relationship, or some other part of your life that cries out in some way for healing. Give yourself some time to focus on this, to find the particular part that is longing for healing in you. Be in touch with your need and your desire for healing. Be in touch as well with anything that would hold you back, but don't dwell on that. Simply be aware of resistance if there is any. Let the desire for healing grow in you. Know that this pool is here for your healing, that its waters have the power to heal. And when you feel ready, enter the pool. Stand up and prepare to enter the water. If you wish, you can ask someone to help you, as someone who would be a healing presence for you. Or you may enter the water alone. Allow yourself to enter the water. Notice how you enter. Do you go in slowly or quickly? Feel the healing power of the water as it touches you. It has power to heal body, soul, feelings, memories. Feel its life move in you as you enter it. Feel it flow over your body, but also feel it permeating your whole being with its healing, strengthening power. Let the aliveness come to you from this water of life. Let peace, deep peace, come to you from this water of life. Let the water massage gently the wounded places, releasing the power for life, letting the water cleanse the places in you that feel unworthy, unacceptable. Let the water wash the places where you feel shame. Let the water pour its life and goodness into your whole being. When you feel ready, cup your hands to scoop up the water and say your own name. Say your own name and say, "I forgive you." As you pour the healing water over your head and face and shoulders, do this again, saying your own name, and then I love you. Do this several times, alternating these words, using your own name, pouring that healing, cleansing, life-making waters over yourself. Saying to yourself, using your name, I forgive you. Using your name, I love you. Take the time that you need to do this. When you feel that the time is right, come out of the water. Dry your body if you'd like to, and sit back down on your prayer rug. There is perfumed oil there, and if you would like, anoint yourself. Dip your fingers in the oil and anoint your forehead, your eyes, your lips, your heart, your hands, your feet, honoring your sacred self, claiming the oil of gladness and healing for yourself. Conclude your healing in a way that feels right for you. Perhaps with a time of prayer and reflection on what has happened. Know that you take this healing with you as you leave this place, and that it will continue to work in you. And when you feel ready, walk back to the forest. Look back and see the healing pool in the moonlight, knowing that you can return there whenever you need, now that you know the way. Anytime you need or want to, you can come back down this path, approach the pool, and make your way into the water. This place always resides in you, this place of deep healing, life-giving water. Notice if you feel any different from when you had been approaching the clearing. When you arrive at the place where you began, be in touch again with your body that's sitting or laying down right now. Become aware of your body breathing. Begin to make some small movements with your fingers and your toes. Then rolling your wrists and your ankles and your neck from side to side. Maybe allowing yourself a stretch and a yawn. Coming back to this space. After every meditation, the writer asks us to think about some things. So for those of you that journal, these are the things to think about after each of these meditations. They're always the same or about the same. What was God like for you in this meditation? What was God doing in and through this experience for you? And was there any wisdom learning for you? And then as she does, I like to leave you with something to take away from this meditation and into the day and days ahead. And what she suggests is to have a bowl of water that you use. But I'm going to invite you to do something a little bit different. So I'm hoping you get the memo that it's okay to wash all of yourself and not just your hands. It's a funny little joke that's been going around. So I want to invite you, when you wash your face tonight and in the morning, that when you do that, that you cup the water like you did in your meditation. And that when you splash that water over your hands and your face, or let it run all over you in the shower or in the tub, that you allow those words of forgiveness and love to spread over you. That you use your own name, either out loud or in your mind's eye, to say, I forgive you. I love you. See if that begins to shift and change something into you, bringing you into a place that's closer to how God feels about you. There's incredible healing and understanding that God loves you unconditionally, that God forgives your every wrong, and that God loves you like you can't even perceive of being loved. There is nothing that separates us from the love of God. I'll leave you with that. I love you too. Good night.